Inventors are some of the smartest and most important people in human history.
Very easy to use.
And today, we're checking out the wackiest ones. Starting with number 1.
Pet rock. Are you serious right now, bro?
A pet rock. A rock that is a pet. Who would ever buy that?
In the 1970s, someone actually sold ordinary rocks as pets, packed in a box with air holes and a care manual. It didn't bark, it didn't move, it didn't die, and people loved it. The creator made millions.
What am I doing wrong with my life? I'm 27 years old. I live in my friend's basement. Where did I go wrong? This guy made millions of dollars selling rocks. Who would ever buy one? Just go outside and pick up a rock. Or how about this? Just don't have a pet rock? I wonder how much he was selling these for. This video wasn't supposed to make me mad, but like, I'm fuming that somebody got rich off of selling rocks. Let's continue here.
Later, someone even made a USB version, just a rock that sat in your computer doing absolutely nothing. A masterpiece of marketing, and maybe the laziest tech product ever made. Bird beak plague mask.
No, that's not real. You could buy them on Amazon for $30. Or I gotta move on. My head is going to explode. What's next? What's next?
Bird beak plague masks. During the 1600s plague outbreaks, doctors dressed like horror movie extras, wearing long coats and beaked masks stuffed with herbs. They believed the plague was carried through the air, so they filled the beaks with strong-smelling herbs to clean the air before breathing it in. It didn't really work, but at least they looked terrifying enough to keep people at a distance, which may have been the only effective part of the outfit. Most of these doctors, by the way, had less medical training than your local barista. Some of the more elaborate masks even had built-in crystal lenses to protect the eyes. Imagine putting all that effort into a look and still catching the plague because you didn't wash your hands.
To be honest, like, sure, the invention wasn't effective, but I think the idea behind it was logical. It's better than a pet rock. I don't think I'll ever get over that. And not only, like, is the pet rock the most ridiculous invention, if you even want to call it that, of all time, but what makes me overly infuriated about the pet rock is how successful that it was. At least there was supposed to be some practicality behind the thing. What is next? The licky brush? Hang on a minute, I gotta want one of those. Maybe, perhaps, what is it?
Licky brush. You love your cat. Maybe too much.
No.
But do you love it, lick it like you're its mother much?
Please, for the love of all of humanity, for the good of the entire human race, please tell me that this was not a successful business venture. I have a feeling that this man is about to say that it is a makeshift tongue that you put on your tongue to then lick cats.
That's what the licky brush offered. A silicone tongue-shaped brush you hold in your mouth to groom your cat. It's the kind of product that makes you wonder, who asked for this? Certainly not your cat. And definitely not the friends who have to witness it. The creator said it mimicked natural grooming behavior to strengthen the owner-pet bond, which might be biologically accurate, but also socially catastrophic.
Oh, thank the Lord. Oh wait, it appeared on Shark Tank. The licky brush generated approximately $52,000 in sales. Retailing, it sold for almost $20. Jeez. The founders projected $180,000 in sales that year. They did not secure the deal. The company ceased operations in 2021. You know, I generally root for people. I tell people, chase your dreams. Do what you love most. If you want to start that business, start that business. And I typically hope for the best. That company, I'm really glad was not successful. I'm glad it went under. I generally root for people. Just for humanity's sake, I would have had so many questions. I would have been very worried for our future if that company did well. Next up, we have the anti-bandit bag.
In the 1920s, people were so worried about getting mugged, they tried to invent their way out of it. So someone invented the anti-bandit bag.
Okay.
A briefcase rigged with a hidden button that dropped its contents to the ground. The idea was to create a distraction. The thief would have to stop and collect everything, giving the owner a chance to run or call for help.
That's the whole point. You are literally giving the thief what they want. So it's good for the thief and bad for you because you lose your stuff instantly. I guess it's safer for you, so like you don't get stabbed or whatever. Like you just your eject button and run. But is that not the same thing as just dropping your bag? Like the only thing that this does is it saves your bag. but you still lose all the contents. This is just probably worst invention. Like, at least the licky tongue thing, like, it worked. I'm sure, like, you could lick your cat. It was just weird. But this is like, it's like worse to have this than have this if you get robbed, which is what the point of it is. This is just an awful invention. There's no way this one worked.
And honestly, not a terrible strategy if you were carrying bricks. Baby cage.
Okay, I guess.
Back in the
What is a baby
1930s,
cage?
some city-dwelling parents figured fresh air was essential, even for babies. So they came up with the logical solution. Hang the baby outside the window. Literally. They strapped their infants into wire cages that jutted out over the street, several floors up. Apparently, safety nets and common sense were still in beta testing. But hey, the babies got sunlight and some fresh air. These health cages weren't just some backyard experiment. They were actually recommended by child-rearing experts at the time. One brochure even called them the perfect way to air a child in crowded neighborhoods.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, that one is not that bad. That's not a bad idea. Like, getting sunlight and being outside is very healthy. That's like a healthy thing to do. And if you live, you know, when you're cooped up in an apartment and you can't really go out too often or whatever, that's, I mean, maybe not the most moral or like ethical way to expose your baby to sunlight and fresh air and being outside. I don't hate that one. I really don't hate that one, to be honest with you. Next up, we have the isolator helmet. What in the SpongeBob am I looking at?
Later helmet. In the 1920s, science fiction writer and inventor Hugo Gernsback had a big idea. What if you could block out all distractions to focus better on writing? His solution was the isolator, a massive helmet that covered your entire head, muffled sound, and looked like something you'd wear to weld a spaceship. It even had its own oxygen supply. Productivity gains were questionable. But if nothing else, you wouldn't hear people laughing at you. It had just a tiny slit for vision, because apparently writing in a blackout helmet was peak productivity.
This is like forcing yourself to have ADD if you don't have it. Because people with ADD, remember ADHD, I don't know, but they get like hyper fixated on one thing and that's all they can do. This helmet is like trying to get you to have that ability where you can just lock in on something. It reminds me of horses, because with horses they put like things on their eyes. I forget what they're called, but it's so that they can't see to the left and right, so they can't get like spooked or distracted, and they, like when they're racing, all they see is forward, so they just run forward.
A few moments later.
I guess they're called horse blinders. I thought that they were something else, but yeah, look at this. That's kind of aura, actually. Same kind of concept.
Surprisingly, it never became the next big office trend.
I think the problem with that one too is it just looks super goofy and stupid. But if there was like a magic pill that allowed you to like focus on one thing, I think people would like it. So my point is the idea of it I think is good, but the design of it is awful. Anyway, those were the most absurd inventions of all time. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and click here for more.